start with this. What do you notice the difference between, say, today and a year ago at this time? And this can be your room, program wide, just whatever you see.
Program-wise, like I think we are further along. I think we're moving in the right direction. I think you have a ton of guys that's kind of gone through the season, want something different for this season, and they're working towards it. You have guys that are embracing the process, and so the field is different that way. You got guys that's competing. You got guys that are coaching. When I'm talking player to player, you have guys that's kind of into the next guy in terms of helping that guy along. And so when you got guys that's buying into other guys, like there's a tendency to kind of do it.
Is there value in going through what you guys did last year? For that,
so.
Yeah.
Anytime you get an opportunity to get out there and compete, you kind of find out exactly where you are. Yes, exactly. It's really good to kind of go through that process, reevaluate yourself, and then attack it again.
We were talking to Josh Eaton, and he said he prefers man coverage because he likes the one-on-one, likes being him versus another guy.
Right.
Is that something that you're recruiting guys that you want to see, that they have that mentality? They have that?
Yes, definitely. From a mentality standpoint and a skill set standpoint, you want guys that can get on the line of scrimmage and play press man. And the zone aspect will come, but you want guys that relish the opportunity to get on the line of scrimmage and play man-to-man coverage.
How's your role day to day, or has it changed since last year? You know, Demetrius being gone, and now you get another Adams in there.
Yeah.
You know, just what you're doing on a day to day basis.
Well, I'm just working with the corners a little bit more this year, and you know, the job is the job. The task is the task. The challenge is the challenge. And for me this year, it's about getting that room to play better than we had. And so we got a lot of work to do.
You guys were so banged up at times last season. I'm curious how that affects maybe going into spring ball where guys were out and we get some of those reps for experience with where you're at.
Healthy, we got to try to maintain that health. I mean, this is a contact sport, and so being able to have guys that you can either put in there or have guys that are tough enough to kind of go through that process of just playing the contact sport is always good.
But just the lost experience of that. Like some of these guys coming in, I know you got a lot of transfers, but didn't have all that. If they're banged up, they can't play, right?
Right. And you just got to stay healthy.
James was talking about you. How do you guys complement each other? It seems like you're saying you bring some different things, and you bring some different things to him, but you guys work together.
Yeah.
How does that fit together, you two, personality-wise, skill set-wise, that kind of stuff?
He's a wealth of knowledge. Like, he knows ball. I enjoy talking ball with him. He can get some things out of some players that maybe I can't. Like, he has a different approach. And so to watch him work, I think that's fascinating within itself, just to watch him work and see how he can challenge those guys in that room to be better. We look a little different. We got length, I think. We got some longer bodies in there. We just got to beef them up a little bit. But you have guys that, again, they look forward to the opportunity of playing man coverage. So you like that in there.
How much does it help having two safeties who've been through it, have some experience too, and communicators to these new corners? How much has that been?
It's nice to watch those men work. Those two safeties, and there are a couple more safeties in that room. They've kind of walked the path already. They know what's expected in terms of what we have to do in order to be successful. And so those guys really lead the charge. We kind of count on those guys to kind of lead us in that manner. So I think it helps us that we have those two guys, or those three guys, four guys in that safety room that's going to lead us to make calls and put us in the right position to success.
How exactly was Dylan involved last season when he was injured? Was he film room? Like, how did you use him when he came
Tatum?
on the field? Yeah.
Yeah, we lost Tatum early, and he was getting his feet up under him. I thought he was coming into his own, but unfortunately, this game of football sometimes throws you curveballs. and so we lost him. And so it'll be good to get him back up and going. And he's a physical dude that can change direction and play coverage. So it'll be awesome to kind of see him get going.
What about your perspective on this receiver group? Are they making your guys better? What's that?
Absolutely.
What's that?
I think overall these dudes can run. You know, they have great hands. They can get in and out of breaks. They challenge us on a day-to-day basis to be better, especially when you're playing man coverage. It's hard to get sticky on these guys. And so hopefully makes us better so that on Saturday we like the product that we put out.
As you come to the tail end of spring here, what are you most satisfied with in terms of growth just in these 14?
That we had an opportunity to get out for spring, and that we go into the off season, get bigger, stronger, faster, and then we get these same bodies coming back, kind of pick up where we left off. I'm excited about that aspect of it.
What about Chance? Probably should list behind him. He gets hurt last year, misses some time. How's he come back from it? Where's he different than others?
He's working. I think we're all working on that back end, but it's nice to see him get back out there. We made some nice tackles in a couple of scrimmages that we had. That was kind of one of the reservations that I had on him, really get physical with the injury that he had. And so he's proven that that's behind him. So it'll be nice to see him kind of grow and continue to push forward.
Josh was talking about trying to become more physical too. Have you seen that over the course of this spring?
Yeah. I think all of those men are doing a good job in being more physical. And I don't know that that's a ceiling. They will have a ceiling in terms of being physical, but it's nice to see how we chase that on a daily and day basis.
What's the rush about? That's obviously what's about rushing about.
Yeah, as long as we don't have to tackle as much, and the rush is doing what they're doing.
It seems like it's
They're
kinda
stopping the run.
coming
Yeah,
pretty soon.
I think Coach Lange is doing a good job with those men there. The rushers are doing a good job. So D-line wise, I think the backers, they're doing a good job. I mean, I don't know that the ball is getting on us on the perimeter very much right now because of what those guys are able to do.
Getting takeaways last year could have been better. Has that been an emphasis this offseason?
Yeah. In terms of our ability to get the ball, I would say yes. Now for the corners, mainly it's interceptions. But I think as corners, we got to find a way to get the ball off running backs. And so from drill to drill, and I think we've had some form of takeaway drill every day just to kind of emphasize that. Not just the corners, but Coach Rossi has it with the linebackers and the defensive line and the backers as well, the safeties. Like we all have that circuit going on. So
Numbers wise, do you like where you're at, or do you feel like you need to add a little bit going into the season?
I can always have more. They should give me like 60. I don't know if that's going to happen, but no, I think numbers wise we're good. I think we're on par for what we're allotted for. So, but if you want to give me 7 more, I'll take it. We went down a whole lot last year. We ran through some bodies, so and we're little dudes, and so sometimes when you play physical, sometimes that happens. You just got to have enough depth to stick the next guy. So,
Whether it's a player or
yeah, I've been a part of some years where we kind of have a ton of injuries, a ton of guys that's not able to play.